Welcome back, everybody, to the So Far So Good podcast. My name is Christopher Coombs, and in front of me we have...
Gaurav Khazanchi, not Christopher Coombs.
And today... Can I speak to the manager?
So far, so good. So, just before we get into this, I just want to talk about something. So, do you know how a couple of episodes ago we talked about the Mandela effect?
Sure did.
Yeah.
Last week, actually.
Last week?
Yeah.
No, it was a week before that.
Last week.
No, there's one more before that, I guarantee. So, 2 weeks ago when we talked about the Mandela effect, which I learned from our friend Savage, my friend Kishan listened to the episode and he sent me a message. And he actually works in food science and whatnot. So he was saying from his knowledge... So remember how we were talking about Fruit Loops?
Yeah.
He was saying from his knowledge, the name can't be fruit, like F-R-U-I-T, because of regulatory issues.
Ooh.
Because there's not actually any fruit in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so he's like, it's not like 100%, but I tried to double check if this is the genuine reason. It probably is. It probably has a part to play, but he said if they followed the FDA, because I'm pretty sure it's made in the USA, then that's the regulations they would have had to follow.
Yeah, wow.
So yeah, mind blown again.
So true. And there is no fruit in it, as your sister found out.
Yeah, and all the colours taste the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's not actually any different flavour.
But come on, the purple ones are the best.
Nah, blue ones, bro. You got blue ones always.
Oh, so true. All right, so today we are talking nonsense as usual, but specifically working in supermarkets.
Supermarkets, yeah, it's pretty much customer service, retail, all of that sort of thing. We experience everything there.
Yeah, so Gaurav and myself used to work in the supermarket industry, specifically at two shops, and Gaurav was the one that started first.
Yeah, so it's the same shop but different locations, same franchise, some European-based originated supermarket. They've brought into a lot of countries now. But anyway, I remember when I was working at my first job, which was this fast food place.
Which we both worked at as well.
Which we both worked at too. So I started off there, and then I was there for a few years, and you'd obviously get a lot of regular customers. And this guy came in once. So I'm serving at the window when you take the drive-through orders. And this guy comes in. And then I take his order and all that. It's going pretty normal. And then he goes to me, "Oh man, I come in here a lot and I really like your attitude." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, man." And he's like, "Yeah, do you wanna work at this new shop?" And I didn't even ask any more questions. I was like, "Yes."
Straight away.
I was like, "Yes, let's leave this place." So I was like, "Yes." And I gave him my number, he gave me his and all that. So a few days later he calls me up and he goes, "Oh yeah, I spoke to you about this job and blah blah blah." I'm like, yeah, tell me about it. And he's like, "Okay, so it's located in this place," which was 40 minutes from where I live. And at the start I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. It's a better job, so I'm all for it."
Yeah, so supermarket and 40 minutes from home, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, it's a brand new one opening, it's a brand new store. You'll be working with a whole new team, a very well qualified manager. And I was like, yeah, cool. This is all every box is getting ticked.
Yeah, nice.
So went for a couple of interviews. It was barely an interview there, pretty much just like this is what the job entails. I was like, sweet. Did I get the job? I got the job, obviously. And
congrats.
Thanks, bro. It's been tough, but I made it.
Hey, that's it, man. If you have a good attitude, you'll get anywhere you want in
Exactly.
life.
And this is just living proof. It was a win-win.
Absolutely.
Oh, that was one that we should have added in the pop culture words.
Oh, so true.
I learned that one from you as well, including Hundy.
Yeah. Hundy.
Yeah. So I started at this supermarket, and then it's going all good, but it was tough work. It was a lot of labour work. It's not as easy as people think sometimes, but it was good. It was good work. They paid decent, and then because we'd have I'd start at 6 a.m. and because it was such a far drive, I'd be waking up at 4 and driving all the way there. It was a nice drive, but I got over the distance very quickly. But not too long later, I recommended this job to you.
Yeah, that's right. So I actually stopped working at the fast food joint that we were both working at. And at that point, we had a trip planned to go on our first overseas trip to Thailand.
Yeah,
and
well,
at that
your
point,
first overseas trip.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Everyone has their first time.
Your first overseas trip without your family.
Yeah, it was my
There we
first
go.
friend's overseas trip.
There we go. So yeah, it was basically our first trip together, and I freaked out a little bit because I was like, and at that point, 18, just bought a car, spent all my money on a car, planning a holiday. And I was like, when I get back from my holiday, I got no money, literally no money. So this guy recommended me for the job, took in my resume. And
he walked in with like a full, like almost a suit on, just to hand in his resume.
Oh, you got to look professional.
Nah, it was good. You got to make that first impression.
You know the rule, man. You know the rule. When you're handing in a resume or going to an interview, you wear one level of formality above what the job entails.
Did you make up that rule?
No, it's a rule.
Where?
Swear to God.
Where's it written?
It's a rule.
It's not a rule. Nah, okay.
It's a rule.
It's a fair enough rule.
Hey, chuck it in the comments if you think it's a rule.
Oh, yeah. Comments, by the way.
Prove me right.
You can post up on our website, which we haven't mentioned properly before. It's sofarsogood.podbean.com. That's sofarsogood.podbean.com.
Yeah, put your comments in there. Prove me right. I guarantee you that's the rule.
Okay. Maybe.
Anyway, so I handed in the resume, and then I had an interview, and yeah, I mean, I pretty much already had the job.
Well,
pretty much. This guy recommended me because he was the hardest worker there.
Yeah.
So he just said this guy, I'll recommend him. He's pretty much me, but better looking.
Get out.
And then, so I had the job lined up so that when I got back from the Thailand trip, I was set to start. So it was absolutely perfect timing.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was perfect.
And then you got your referral bonus, 2K.
No, it was 1K. Oh, yeah.
2K.
It had just become 2K, yeah.
2K. Solid referral bonus.
It's a good referral bonus. I highly recommend it.
And
when after he started, we experienced another level of customer types. Because fast food is one thing, especially the one that we were working at close to our house. Like, you get a certain amount of, certain type of customers, and you get used to it. You get a lot of angry people, you get a lot of drunk people, people on drugs, all of the above. We'll get to that later. But over here, because it was in a different area, there were a lot more higher class, but you got a lot of mean customers too.
Demanding.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is weird because you if you go to a supermarket, you just grab what you want and you pay for it.
Yeah.
Like what? I don't know what they expect.
No, well, I used to get people asking me what vegetable this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it says it on the sign.
It says it on the sign, but sometimes
I can't read. But
didn't you study the vegetables before you started?
Oh, 100%. No, because we needed those codes.
Yeah.
So every time someone brought in a vegetable, you had to type in a code. Because at the supermarket we worked at, it didn't have, like a touch screen and all this. We had to put in a code. So I studied it, so then when I was on the register, I could just quickly type it in and good to go.
By study, Chris didn't know what an eggplant was, so he went to the other supermarket.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
To study fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, I didn't eat eggplant, man. No way. It's rubbish.
He just eats carrots and beans. This guy loves his beans.
Oh, beans are the best. Beans are... That's another episode, by the way.
Beans?
That episode
just on beans?
No, vegetables.
Yeah, hey.
So that's another episode coming. Stay tuned.
It's not as boring as it sounds, I guarantee.
No, it is actually pretty good. But yeah, so that was pretty interesting. And yeah, so basically Gaurav got a $2,000 referral bonus for me, which was just insane. I couldn't comprehend that.
Yeah, but I had to wait 3 months. It didn't just come into my pocket like that.
Yeah, but 3 months later it did.
It's true. He's not wrong.
So we worked, but I was actually only at that store for 8 months. So how long were you there before I was there?
Oh, man, I think altogether I was there about 1.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, because I left before you.
Yeah.
I left that store before you. I completely quit.
Yeah. So Gaurav completely quit. And at the same time, I organised to get a transfer closer to home. So basically, I went to the second store, same company, but they transferred me. It was around the corner. It was like a 4-minute drive from home. It was absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
So I was working there, and it was a lot more relaxed. Better manager, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you got to have a good management.
Oh, 100%, handy. And yeah, the team was really good. I liked it, and it was around the corner from home. So instead of waking up at 4:30 a.m. to go to work, I was waking up at about, I don't know, 5:20
Yeah.
in the end. So
Still early, but better early.
yeah, 40 or 50 minutes extra sleep each day.
Yeah, that's what you want.
And then, you get home from work 5 minutes after you finish. So it was way better. And we were still studying at uni at the time. So I was only working like 2 days a week, and it was pretty perfect.
He'd work
And
2 days a
then-
week, but calling sick every week.
Oh, man, if you're sick, you're sick, What can you do?
Yeah, sick, bro. Sick.
Nah, it was all good. But, and then I think I was about maybe a year into the job.
Yeah, I would... It was a year. It was about
When
a year.
when I get approached by this guy that I'd previously worked with at a fast food place,
Talking
who
about-
also got me the job at the other supermarket.
He's talking about
His
me.
name Gaurav Khazanchi.
Yeah, damn right.
Approaches me and says, "Hey, you got any spots at at your job?"
Yeah, because... So when I had quit, I was unemployed for like a year, and I was pretty broke.
And I was paying for everything for this kid. You
He
wouldn't believe
was
it.
not.
You would not believe it.
You would not believe the amount of stinge from Chris.
You
He
would
got
not
better.
believe
actually.
how much I was buying this guy. But I was happy to do it because I'm just that kind of guy.
Well, he did owe me from getting him that job earlier.
That is true. That is true. So he approaches me and says, "Oh, you got any spots?" So anyway, long story short, so far so good. I recommend this guy to the shop that I'm currently working at, and you wouldn't believe it, but I also got the referral bonus.
So we
So I got another 2K.
we balanced the
Oh.
company out like that. Anyway, we both pretty much joined the shop again, and we owned the place.
Reunited.
We united.
And we had a few other guys our age who were also working there, and we would just power it out.
Yeah,
It
we
was-
were in the top 5 for sure.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, good on us. Good on us.
Yeah,
I
it
miss
was
those
so
blokes.
But yeah, we had some crazy times, some good times, some bad times, some funny times, some hectic times.
And some great times.
Oh, so good. What would you say would be one of your top moments?
Oh, I've got a lot of moments.
Yeah, I've got a lot as well.
So I remember. So I got a lot of customer stories, but I've also got a funny one from the second shop, the one that was close to us.
Yeah.
So I remember it was one of the morning shifts. The two of us were on. We pretty much used to always get the same shifts as well because we'd powerhouse it out.
Yeah, and just so you understand, like, kind of how it works. So we would get there at 6 a.m. We would run, like, stock the shelves until 8:30. We would open at 8:30, and then we'd either be on the register or stocking kind of at the same time. And we'd normally work till 3. So
Yeah.
it was like a 9-hour shift.
Yeah,
so that's
exactly.
sort of the dynamic.
So this one time, me and Chris are working, and we've done all the work in the morning. The shop's open now, and it's just one of those days where it's not busy. You know what days aren't going to be busy. So it's pretty dead. There's 1 or 2 people on the reg just staying up the front. Or I think it was the only one.
Probably just one.
Probably just one.
Yeah.
So the manager was just like, "Yeah, you guys just do this, and then we'll find some other stuff to do," because we had really caught up with everything. So what me and Chris do is we pretty much do the stuff, and then we go out the back and we make a soccer ball made out of sticky tape, and we just start
forgot
kicking
about
that around for 2 hours.
That was so good.
I felt bad for the guy at the front because we promised him we'd rotate, but we were just kicking the
Who was
soccer
up the
ball.
front?
Calvin, poor guy.
Shout out to Calvin. Love you,
Shout
bro.
out to Calvin. We did swap with him later on. I felt bad. I was like,
Oh, yeah, I sent Gaurav up, and then Calvin was coming to play down with me at the back.
That's just one of the things at the local store. I remember at the first shop, the one that was far away. So this is when I've been there for a while now. I understand the whole place works. So I'm stocking up the produce. I'm stocking up the produce shelves, and right behind the produce, there's like these shelves with dog food and all that stuff. And on the top of it, there's light bulbs. So light bulbs are the first thing you see. If you look at that shelf, the first thing you'll see is light bulbs.
Yeah, because it's in your line, like your eye line level.
Exactly
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So I'm stocking the produce. So right behind me is this shelf of light bulbs. And this man comes up to me. So like an elderly man and whatnot. Not super old, but normal guy. Comes up middle age. He comes up to me and he goes, "Excuse me." I'm like, "Yes, I can help you, sir." And he goes, looking right at me, he goes, "Do you sell light bulbs?" And I'm like, okay, it's right behind me. This guy surely can see the light bulbs. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, surely not. So anyway, I was like, yeah, of course we sell light bulbs. And I'm like, just follow me. So I leave the produce area and I take him for a walk around the whole shop. and I bring him back to the exact same spot. I'm like, here are the light bulbs, sir. But straight away, I just walked to the back, so he doesn't.
So he didn't get a chance to see anything.
Yeah, he wouldn't have got it. I don't even know if he
was
fully
probably that
realized.
shocked.
Yeah, he was either shocked or he was like, this guy didn't know where it was himself.
Yeah.
But I was having the best fun.
Oh, either way, that is so good.
Yeah, man. Great story. Great story.
Oh, that is so
I'd love to
good.
do it again, but not in retail anymore.
I had one at the first shop we worked at, actually. So, the kind of layout, it was kind of in this mini shopping centre. And there was like this massive roller door. So, when we'd open, we'd pull up the roller door and then the customers could just walk in. But then, while the roller door was shut for us when we started early in the morning, there was like a side door, just with a handle on it. And we literally never locked it. We never locked it.
Yeah,
we would just walk in, walk out, if we're stocking the shelves or whatever. And then randomly at 6:30 in the morning, we're all just running the shelves and all that. And I'm walking down, half asleep, chucking the boxes on. And then I notice out of the corner of my eye, some dude in casual clothes just walking around the registers. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then he's carrying a massive thing of flowers.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
Wait, the flowers that we used to sell?
Yeah. So
Oh
a full
Lord.
bouquet of flowers or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I walk up to him. I'm like, hey man, what's going on? We're not open. And he's like, oh, can I buy some flowers? And I'm like, 6:30 in the morning, this guy wants to come and buy some flowers. I'm pretty sure it was a Saturday.
Dude, you know what? He must have forgotten his anniversary or something.
You know what? It was either that or he did something bad the night before.
Yeah, it's one of those. Who
That's it, and I'm
desperately want flowers? Those flowers cost $5 anyway.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why he came to Aldi. He probably can't afford anything else.
Yeah,
he spent all his money on who knows what the night before.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I was just like, no, we're closed. And then I got the manager, and I think he just sold it to him.
Really?
To be honest, yeah.
So you would have had to open a reg?
Probably.
Wow, 2 hours before we opened. It used to be crazy because we used to get special items.
Yeah.
And people used to line up so early.
Yeah.
Shocking the amount of people, man. I can't explain.
I know, they'd line up from 7:30 in the morning.
Dude, earlier.
I'm
I've seen
thinking,
earlier.
what?
I got there, to work, to start at 6. And then 5 minutes later, when I was entering the door, I'd walk from my car to the door, I had already seen someone drive in and park their car to wait in line.
That
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
Yeah. People went crazy. But there was... In the first store, it was a bit of a... I don't know, a bit more of a rich area, I'd say. So we used to get a lot of... You could just tell they were just very wealthy.
Yeah.
They would buy so much stuff. I remember when there was this lady and she came up and she wanted this one item. It was like a coffee maker.
Okay.
And they used to sell it pretty fast. So she's like, oh, I want to get this coffee maker. And I'm like, sorry, ma'am, we've sold out. And she's like, oh, but every time I come in, you've sold out. I'm like, I can't control how many we sell. We get what we get and we sell what we sell. She's like, no, I think you're lying. I don't think you get any coffee makers in. I'm like, oh, what do you want me to do?
Why would we lie?
Yeah.
'Cause even if you were the one doing the orders and all that,
Yeah.
if people are buying it, why would we not order it and make money from it?
Yeah, I don't understand. Some people just think.
I think you're lying.
And then she'd be like, oh, what's your name? I'm like, it's right here. And I'm pointing to my name badge. This is my name. You can remember it. But, on
so
top of that,
true.
there's also some really good customers that actually...
Absolutely.
I loved the regulars that would come in and they'd remember you.
Yeah.
And they'd come and have a chat with you and they'd be like, oh, how you going and stuff.
Yeah, how'd your footy team go on the weekend?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
That was
they
good.
were the best.
Building up that rapport,
And then once, because when we were on the register, we used to count the change in our head. We'd never actually...
Yeah, they actually encouraged that at this place.
Yeah, because it's so much quicker. And I remember there was this repeat that he comes in every week, and then I give him his change, and then I shut the register, and then he walks over to the bench to, pack his groceries and whatnot. And then in my head, I was just like, I don't think that added up right. And then anyway, worked out that I gave him $10 less.
Yeah.
Change. So then I quickly grabbed it out and walked it over to him, and I was like, man, I'm so sorry I stuffed it up. And he was like, it's all good, man. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it, blah, blah. It was just like, man, that's just a nice customer.
Yeah. They actually appreciate,
Yeah, exactly.
Because he could have walked off without his money.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have pocketed the change.
I could have pocketed it. But would I?
Nah, you're an honest
No.
bloke.
That's right.
You're an honest, grouse, top-notch man.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's
And
right.
there'd be the classic. The classic would be either nearly closing or middle of the day, and then you get a customer come up and be like, for example, let's just say chicken nuggets, because we always used to sell out. They'd be like, do you have any more chicken nuggets? I'd be like, no, I'm so sorry. If there's none in the freezer, we've run out. And then they'd be like, oh, can you just please check in the back? And 9 out of 10 times, I'd either try and just make them understand, like, look, we actually have none. Me going to the back is doing nothing. And then they'd be like, oh, can you go to the back? And they're like, fine. Other times I'd be like, fine, let's go. So I go to the back. I'll go for a big walk around the warehouse. You know, maybe have a chat here and there. Maybe have a biscuit or a gummy. And then I come back outside and be like, look, so sorry, I checked everywhere, but there's none like I told you in the first place.
So true, and because we've like actually run that stock earlier in the day, so we know there's none.
We know there's none.
But for the customer's peace of mind, same with me, man. I'll go out the back, respond to a few messages, check the NBA scores,
Yeah.
walk back out. Sorry, man. I
Yeah.
left.
It's a classic. I reckon all you guys who have worked in retail or customer service have done something very similar.
Oh, 100%. You got to do it for the customer's peace of mind.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think they just feel better if they see you walk through those doors. Even if they have no idea what you do back there.
Yeah.
That could be a door into Narnia.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I could have gone and patted my pet lion.
I could have come back mourning the death of Aslan.
Exactly.
Aslan's a lion. You didn't know that.
Well, I was patting him, man.
No, but last time you had no idea who C-3PO was.
Yeah. Chris Paul, CP3.
Kid. Here we go. Here we go with the Chris Paul.
What other typical customers did we have?
So in the second shop, do you remember how the doors in the second shop? It was like butcher doors. So there's two doors that
That's
flap
right.
open and shut, and the doors have really small windows in them. So this one time I'm working with Chris and our friend Anthony, and we're at the back of a house, doing work but also kind of chilling at the same time. So then I'm talking to Anthony and Chris very close to the door because there was a table next to it where we kept some snacks on. And then I suddenly see Anthony just lean against the wall, like really uncomfortably. I'm like, Anthony, what are you doing? Because I'm facing the door at this point. And I'm like, Anthony, what are you doing? then I realize some old lady had come up and popped her head through the window of the door looking for help. And Anthony had moved out of the way of the vision of the window. And then I just had to serve the lady because she had seen my face already. So sadly, I opened the door. I'm like, how are you, man?
Dude, I was there, but I was already against the wall.
Yeah, you were already against the wall. You guys were cracking up, man. You guys
that was
framed me.
so good.
We used to get customers that would just help themselves into the back of the house.
Oh, they'd literally just... Because those swingy doors, if you pushed it all the way, they'd actually click open.
Yeah, and
So
they'll
if we
stay
left
open.
it open, they'd actually just walk out the back.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, do you have any chicken nuggets?
Dude, everyone wanted chicken nuggets there. Dude, but I used to have one person, not used to, like one time I had this one man. He just walked in. he walked in and was just roaming around as if it was part of the shop. Like he's like, oh yeah, like browsing as if these are items for sale. When it's obviously the storeroom.
If this garbage disposal is on sale.
Yeah, right. I wonder if this cage full of extra items is for sale. Oh man, some people.
Some people, I tell you what. But you know what? We got some bad customers too.
Oh, most of them. Okay, not most of them.
I can tell you my worst one straight off the bat.
Tell us.
I think you'll remember this one. But I was serving on the register, right?
Yeah.
And the belt stopped working.
Oh,
Now, we knew how to fix the belt.
Yeah.
Okay? We knew how to fix the belt. But this one was not fixing.
You-
I tried everything,
yeah.
reset. We had to press this green button and then pull this lever. Did that. Didn't work. So, you know, I'm pretty confident in my job, you know?
Yeah.
So I just say out loud to the customers, sorry, everyone, you know, we're going to have to move to this register because the belt's not working. Move to this register. We'll happily get you all served.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Just,
And then
yeah.
I hear this guy from the back just yell out, are you serious?
Really?
Yeah, just yelled it out over the top of everyone. And I just thought, you know what? That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. How is it my fault that the belt's ruined? Anyway, that's retail for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, served all these customers, whatever. And then when it gets to this guy, I don't even say anything. I just start scanning his stuff, scanning, tell him how much it is, take his money. There you go, mate. See you later. Anyway, so I actually finished at that point. He was like my second last customer in line.
Yeah.
So I served him, he'd walked out, and then I served the other guy. And then this guy that yelled out, I saw him driving off, and then as he was driving off, he threw a cigarette butt out of his window.
Oh, yes.
So what I did was, I saw his number plate, wrote it down, reported him for littering. Boom!
Yeah, we have like a special like because it's illegal. You're not allowed to flick cigarette butts out of your car.
Exactly.
And we have there's a special website where you can make a formal complaint.
Yeah, so what I did was, I called them,
Yeah.
and I tried to make the complaint, and she said, no, you got to go on this website and do it. So I went on the website and I did it.
Man, that's next level.
Took me about half an hour, but I did it.
You have to put in so many details.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Nah, he must have been a bad customer. I'm totally for that.
Yeah, but how could you be like that?
I got someone.
How dare you?
So this was at the first place, the first shop, the one
Yep.
that was far away. So we don't have much left for the day. Like, we're about to close in a couple of hours or so. And there's one guy on the register, and then there's me. So I'm the second priority. So if that register gets full, they have to call me up.
Yeah.
So I'm about to sign off, and he's just finishing off his customers. And then suddenly, like, a handful of customers come up to his register, and he's about to be full. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Do you guys want to just come around? So, like, the last 2 people or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was just, people just weren't really gathered up, so it looked like there was a lot of people. So this one girl comes around to my register, and then no one else has come. So I've put my closed register sign behind her. And this guy comes up, and he sees I've just put the sign there, and he's like, oh my God. So he goes back to the other register, which at this point now has no more line. So I serve this girl. I'm like, have a good day. I've closed off. And I walk off. And the guy that was like, cracked a huge fuss.
Yeah.
He yelled out something, and I didn't understand it at first. But what he said was, oh, so you served the pretty blonde girl, but not me. And then I didn't register it. Like, I just
obviously.
that wasn't what it was, though. I called him as well.
Yeah.
So then I just walked off. I just ignored it. And then it clicked what he said. And then I'm like, my God, the audacity. So I went to look and see if he's still there. And he was gone. So I went up to the guy, like my friend on the register. His name was Brenton.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, did that guy just say, like, you saved the pretty blonde girl, but not me? He's like, yeah, man. And after you walked off, I was like, oh, how's your day going? Whatnot, the usual. And then this customer goes, oh, pretty good until I was discriminated against. I was like, man, this guy's taking it to the next level. I legit was like, whoever's free, just come to my register. This guy didn't even have to wait in line anyway. And
Probably
he just
took
cracking
it
a
the
huge
exact
fuss.
same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Both
at the same time. Oh, man, some
That
people
is so
think
funny.
the world revolves around them.
Oh man, it definitely doesn't.
Yeah, no, fair call.
Do you have any other customer stories?
How good was it when people would try to buy alcohol?
Oh,
So we sold alcohol at the supermarket, and this is the first shop.
yeah. So where we worked, because we sold alcohol, you had to be 18 because you're serving out. Like, you can buy alcohol, with your groceries.
Yeah.
So everyone that works at the supermarket we were at, you had to be 18 plus.
Yeah, exactly. And we have, like, in Australia, there's, like, the RSA, Responsible Service of Alcohol. Like, there's all these rules you have to follow to sell and serve alcohol. So then this guy comes up. He's got, like, 2 bottles of wine in his hand, and you have to ask for ID if they obviously look under 18.
Yeah.
So he looks very young, and I'm like, hey, man, like, do you have ID? Like, it's all cool. Like, do you have ID? And he shows me his ID. And the guy's 17. I'm like, sorry, man, I can't serve you this alcohol. You're not 18 yet. And he's like, oh, no, it's not for me. It's for my girlfriend. I'm like, dude, then I definitely can't sell it to you. Because you're not allowed to sell it if they're buying it for someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, this girl could be like 12 for all I know. I'm like, look, now I can't sell it to you no matter what.
Either way, that was just...
Yeah, either way, he wasn't going to get his alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, man, I can't sell you these drinks. You're not 18. It's the law. And he's just arguing me. I'm like, look, man, you can't. You can't get this alcohol. So he cracks the fuss and he walks away. Anyway, so I'm packing up my register and I'm about to leave. I've closed up. And then I see him walk to the guy in front of me. So the register right opposite me. And he's trying to buy the alcohol again. I'm like, oh my God, this guy can't be serious. So I'm just waiting to watch because my friend who was opposite me obviously saw what happened. And I'm just watching. I'm just standing there. And then my friend goes, oh, did my coworker just deny you the sale? He's like, yeah. He's like, you're underage. He's like, yeah, but it's not for me. He's like, I can't sell you the alcohol. It's the law.
Makes no logic either way.
Yeah, it does not make any sense. And then he goes, oh, let me speak to the manager, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fine. We call out the manager. Manager kicked him out. He's like, look, it's the law. You can't buy this alcohol.
You cannot.
Oh, there were so many of those people, man.
And then I had one guy who was like clearly intoxicated.
Yeah.
And it was actually when I was quite new. So one of the managers came up to me and said, look, if he comes to your register, just tell him you can't serve him because he's clearly, like drunk.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but he was actually all cool. I was like, sorry, man, I can't sell it to you because I'll get in trouble. The whole thing that you have to do.
Yeah.
I was like, sorry, man, I'll get in trouble if I sell it to you, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, no worries, man, it's all good. And I was just like, what? Because it was my first time, denying alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was pretty nervous.
So you were nervous, yeah.
But then he was like, oh, no, that's okay, man, I understand. I was like, what is happening?
What a top bloke. You should have sold him the alcohol.
I know. Yeah, I followed him into the car park and gave it to him. Nah, just jokes. But yeah, we had some other good stories. I remember one, because I've got long hair. And it's in a bun.
Yeah.
And at the supermarket, the second one we worked at, because it was not in a shopping centre, it was like standalone.
Yeah.
There was birds everywhere, and this bird actually got in the back.
Yeah.
And it was flying around. We used to get birds there all the time.
Yeah.
And this one was just like flying around, and we couldn't really get them out when they were in the back room.
Yeah.
When they were in the front, we could. I'll get to that in a second, actually. But in the back room, we couldn't get them out. It was impossible. And then you and me were just standing there talking out the back, just chilling. And then the bird literally just flies from the other side of the back room straight, like, because I was looking at you.
Yeah.
So it came from the back, straight and just sat right on my bun as if it was a nest. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about that.
Dude, dead set. It was pretty weird.
And then
It's very weird.
what happened after that? Did it
Well, I
poop in your
shook
head?
my head because I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then, he just flew off again. And I was like, far out. And now I've got a phobia, man. Like, birds are just coming from my head. They think it's a nest.
Are you scared of birds?
Nah, not really.
Nah, you're scared of birds.
But they think it's a nest.
It looks like a nest, to be honest.
Yeah. But we used to get birds, like, all around. And so when I first started at the second shop, we had a bird in the front, like, in the actual shop area, not the back area.
Yeah.
And my coworker was, like, trying to chuck a towel on top of it so he could put it in a towel and then take it outside.
Yeah.
But they were too quick. They were flying away every single time he tried.
Yeah, super
So
fast.
what I did was I grabbed a massive box, and then when he was up near the register, I just pushed the box, like, over the top of him, against the window.
Like, gently?
Well, I didn't hit him.
Did you hurt the bird?
No, because it was a big box.
All right, so
the edge of the box didn't touch him.
all right, good, man, good.
Yeah, so I just quickly put it on, and then, you slide, like, another bit of cardboard underneath.
Yeah, like a flat
so he
panel,
stays
like,
in the box.
Close it off.
Yeah, and then you walk outside, boom, and they fly away.
Oh, what a rewarding
After
moment.
that, I was known as the bird keeper.
No one ever called you that. Dude, this one time when I was driving to the cinema, or I was with my friends driving to the cinema in the city somewhere. So we're at this red light and we had to turn left. And we turned left. I'm like, slow. There was like this big pigeon just right in the middle of the road. I'm like, you're going to kill the bird. So like we dodge it, and it's luckily a bit of a quiet intersection.
Yeah.
And we park because it's right where we needed to go. I'm like, dude, like, what do we do with the bird? And they're like, nah, like, maybe it'll hop away or fly away. Because it didn't fly away. It must have been injured. So then I was like, man, okay, I'm going to run. So I ran out of the car, and I went back to the corner of the intersection, still a red light, luckily, and I just pick up the bird, and I put it on the sidewalk, like, close to a door. Man, someone would have... It was definitely injured, because it couldn't even walk. Yeah. I don't know what happened after that. It might have died after that.
Yeah, probably.
I didn't call anyone.
Move.
I should have put it in front of the door and knocked on the door. Oh, poor birdie.
That's funny. Nah, at least you got him off the road, man. That's good.
And after that, that's why they called me the Birdman.
No one ever called you that.
Well, touche, now we're even.
I remember one time when I was actually stocking the shelves. I had I used to use the electric jack mover.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning to run the stock. You don't want to be pulling it.
No,
it's not good for your back.
Exactly.
Because you're not warmed up.
No.
So you always get the electric one.
Yeah.
So I always got there like a couple minutes early so I could grab the electric one.
That's top notch.
Smart move. So I'm rolling the electric jack down to like the cereal section. And I had, I think, 4 boxes of like this glass jars of honey.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was before you started at that shop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was rolling it down, and I just stopped like too quick. I just stopped too quick. I was, it's 6 a.m. You're not really thinking.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Anyway, I stopped it a bit too quick, and like almost everything on there just went bang straight down,
and it just smashed.
Yeah. Well, a bunch, most of it was like cereal and stuff, so it was fine. But the 4 boxes of honey, so there was like 12 in each. So like 48 jars of honey.
Oh my God. I thought you meant like 4.
No.
4 jars.
All 48 jars of honey smashed. They're about $5 each. So that's like $240. Bang. Dude, all over the ground.
That would have been the worst to clean up.
Yeah. And then
honey's
my friend Asil, he was cracking up and he had to help me clean it up. It took us like 20 minutes because that stuff it doesn't come off the ground, man.
Dude,
it's so sticky.
Honey is
It was like the
impossible to
natural honey, man.
Yeah.
So sticky.
100% organic.
Not come off the ground. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's crazy. That'll be even more sticky.
Oh, but yeah. And then my manager was like, just write it off, mate.
What a top
Absolute
bloke.
legend.
Absolute
but
legend.
these things happen,
Yeah, it's inevitable.
It's part of life.
It's like, because we used to have like Stanley knives, because there's a lot of box cutting and paper cutting and whatever, because you have to unwrap stuff.
Yeah.
So we used to get these huge towers of soft drink, and they're all stacked. And they're like wrapped in Glad wrap to keep them all together. So I get my Stanley knife out, and it's early in the morning as well. And I'm slicing through the Glad wrap. You obviously have to be careful. And I've obviously gone a bit too hard. I recently changed my blade as well, so it's extra sharp. And I've just sliced through like 10 bottles, and it just goes all over me. It explodes all over me.
Of soft drink?
Of soft drink.
Oh.
Yeah, I was sticky the rest of the day. Lucky I had an extra shirt.
What?
Yeah.
Where?
Well, it was an extra one. I just took a new one because they had it in stock.
Oh, solid. Good times.
Yeah, we broke a lot of stuff, man. We broke a lot of stuff.
Oh, do you know what just came to my head?
What?
Was the funniest thing we ever did. So, do you remember how we used to be told to every customer that came in that we served, we had to ask them if they wanted a catalogue.
Oh, yes!
I knew as soon as I said it, you'd remember.
I remember.
And
so this would be like the next week's catalogues for the next week's like special items.
Yeah, like the new specials or whatever food was on special. So we would like get a pile. So we'd be on the register behind each other.
Yeah.
And we'd have like a pile the exact same height.
Yeah.
And then we would say, all right, first one to get rid of all their catalogues wins.
Yeah, because you get a lot of customers saying, nah, I don't want one.
Yeah, so it was actually a challenge to give them out.
It was a pretty big challenge. And then I remember this one time, I swear, my pile was bigger than yours. So what I started doing was, I just didn't even ask. I just put the catalogue in their trolley.
Yeah, without them asking. So
And
they'd roll the trolley around, you'd quickly slide it in, they wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, no, not at all. And then there was another time where this customer, I gave him like 5. I was like, take one for your kids, take one for your husband, take one for your parents.
That's cheating, man.
Nah, if they wanted it, because first they were like, oh, I'll take an extra one for my neighbour. I was like, yeah, take this one for your husband, take this one for your kids. She must have thought I was joking because she was cracking up, but it was pretty funny. Oh, you know what else? You know how we used to have such early mornings?
Yeah.
So this one time, I was just fully sleep deprived because it was work, uni, all of the above. So I'd never get any sleep. On top of that, you got to have a social life. So I'd be just fully sleep deprived. And this one time, this was at the first place, because I'd have to wake up extra early and drive all that way.
Yeah, 4:30 in the morning.
4:30 in the morning. Work hard for the first 2.5 hours, and then bam. So I'm serving this customer, and I'm sitting down like at the register, and I'm waiting for this lady to pay on her card. I'm like, yeah, whatever, it's 100 and something. Do you want to pay on card or cash? She goes, yeah, I'll pay on card. So I'm like, cool. So she's paying on her card, and she's just taking her time. So I'm just relaxing at this point, and I'm leaning on my elbow, like, I've got my elbow on the table, I'm leaning on my hand, and then I fell asleep. I fell asleep while this lady was taking years to pay on her FPOS. And I woke up from the sound the machine makes when you type in the wrong PIN. So it goes like, there now, and I wake up, and I'm like, wow, this is a sign. I think not long after that I quit. Maybe it was a sign.
This probably shouldn't get fired after that.
No, it was too good to get
How
fired.
do you fall asleep on the register? That is ridiculous.
It just happens.
Oh, it's too good.
Remember the toast in the break rooms?
Oh, dude, that was actually one of the best things about that. You just grab raisin toast, dude. We used to eat half a loaf.
It was pretty much a full loaf because we'd get 2 long breaks.
Yeah,
and we'd have like almost a whole loaf of raisin bread.
yeah.
It's probably not the best thing.
Oh, that was the best. I miss that so much.
Yeah.
Because when you're working at supermarket and you go on a break, you can just get whatever food you want. It's like literally right there.
Yeah. I remember a couple of times I'd get like a bunch of ingredients and I actually cook stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd cook up a storm.
Yeah, for sure.
And you'd keep the tomato sauce in the locker. We used to share a locker.
Yeah.
Yeah, because after I joined on, they didn't have any extra lockers, so
Yeah,
I had
because
to
half
share
of
with
them were
Chris.
locked with no keys, so...
Yeah, I don't think anyone even locked it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I remember Anthony he grabbed one of the slow cookers that we had on special.
Yes.
And then he used to cook up like marinated chicken legs and
Yeah, because he used to be a chef, so he always used to come up with these crazy ideas.
Yeah.
This one time in the morning, he brought condensed milk and avocado and all these veggies, and he made some sweet avocado dip to have with like these veggies and these chicken tenders. I don't know, it was delicious.
Oh, so good, man. He used to cook up some real good stuff.
Yeah, good
Miss
times.
that guy.
Good times.
Shout out to Anthony.
Shout out.
All right, man. And then, yeah, sad times. We basically, well, I quit, and then you quit about probably 6 months later.
Yeah, 6 months later, I probably quit. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was at about the same time that our manager left, which was perfect timing because he was like the best manager.
Yeah, he was a great manager. Yeah.
Awesome manager. But yeah, we moved on to bigger and better things.
Yep.
And I remember, well, the reason we left the first shop in the first place was that we were just getting pushed way too hard. We were being forced to do like extra work because we were good workers.
You could just
and
feel
it's just not fair.
Yeah. You could just feel the stress on your body as well, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
and it
just took a toll.
Yeah, and we used to sit down on the register as well, and people would be like, "Oh, you've got it easy, mate." But I tell you what, it was not because actually sitting down is worse because you're constantly twisting, and then just after stocking all the shelves, and it's just not good for your back.
Yeah. Nah.
And then ever since not working there, my back has just insanely better.
Dude,
Same
I
with
reckon,
yours, yeah.
I reckon as soon as I handed my resignation, my back just magically fixed. It was
it was insane.
Yeah.
I just feel so free.
It was
So
absolute freedom. I could jump. I could.
Best.
It was a great feeling.
But yeah, we moved on to bigger and better things, and now we are running a professional podcast, which is called the So Far So Good podcast, which you just listened to. You can
100%.
hit us up on. You can hit us up on the website, which is sofarsogood.podbean.com.
Yeah, you can listen to the episodes, comment, follow us, share. You can do all of that. Get a bit, up close and personal with Christopher Coombs and Gaurav Khazanchi.
Hit up our Instagram as well. There's some good photos coming out.
Yeah, at the moment we've got a few.
Yeah, so check it out and hit some comments. Let us know what you guys think. Review us. We'd really appreciate it. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Well, listening to the So Far So Good podcast.
Latest.
See you next time.